Welcome in everyone to Zelda Speedruns for another exciting race in the Link to the Past Randomizer Challenge Cup. Tonight we have Kademan941 and LucienGreeth. And I have IB Karma on commentary with me tonight. Welcome in, Karma. How are you?
I'm doing good, Rocky. How are you doing tonight?
Good. This is looking forward to a great race. Both these runners have really shown their chops in this tournament, so it should be good.
Yep, we got a game one. All dungeons key sanity with boots. So we get to start out fast, and we got a lot of things we got to find.
Yeah, and we always talked about like the 5 ice rod hunts that this mode really has. Of course, the 2 biggest being those 2 castle tower small keys, and where they will show up. So always hope that they're early, but hope that we don't
Oh.
actually.
Sorry, I was like, both of them opened the first chest. Both of them were small keys. But alas, we start out with a TR and a Skullwoods.
Yeah.
Now, TR is not bad. We need 3 of those minimum.
Yeah, no, TR smalls are always good to find.
Okay, here are big. We may or may not need it. That's one of those that logically you need it, but realistically most people don't actually need it to beat the dungeon. You just need it to get the big chest.
Right.
Yeah, we're gonna see a lot of bouncing back and forth here as we had a quick uncle route, no weapons, so can't do escape. So now we're just gonna bounce over to CAC. We don't need lumberjack. Still have to do Aga though.
Yeah, I noticed that Traf guy that we are having that our video is behind. I know.
Well, we'll talk about some kind of just medium stuff while we try to see if we can get it synced up then. We did have 300 found in the woods, which is real good. Early money's good, but this is game one between these 2 runners. This is the quarterfinals. They both won their previous sets in 3 games, 2-1. They kind of came out. They came out of different groups. One of them came out of Group A as the number 1 seed in Group A, that being Cademan. And the other one came out of Group D as the 2nd seed. So kind of a little bit of background on the chops these 2 have been boasting throughout the stages.
I'm not sure what's going on because I think because you and I think are even saying different things. Because right now I just saw Cademan do the 50-50 bonk rock, and I'm assuming
He's just entering blinds. Oh, and it just warped. Now they just went backwards a little bit. Are we in blind set on Lucien?
yes, he just picked up a big heart.
Yeah, and we are going downstairs on Cade's side.
Yes.
Okay, we're synced.
Okay. So you and I are synced. Chat, let us know if we're all synced up?
Okay,
right,
perfect.
awesome.
There we go. Okay, we got a Castle Tower small. We got an ice rod out of the way.
Yes. Thank you. I tried a couple things in the background, or Tom may have also been assisting us there. So either way, we got it fixed.
Yeah, it was actually kind of funny. It seemed like I was ahead of everybody.
Yeah, you were. And that's why I was like, wait a second, he's talking about stuff I'm not seeing. And then I saw chat commented, and I was like, huh. Okay.
Okay. You've heard of the difference when you know the other name for Kakariko, right?
Yeah.
This well, holy crud! So well has mirror, Kana Samaria, Ice Rod, and Hook Shot.
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't understand. Oh, like another 300.
Uh, yeah, okay, so for people who aren't in the community and don't watch a lot of Link to the Past, when CAC is loaded like this, we tend to refer to it as Stackerico. And this is definitely feels more on the Stackerico side.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
That well just by itself was grade A. Like, that's extra movement, that's your mirror, that's, you know, the Ice Rod's out of the way, the Kana Samaria is out of the way.
Now we just need, you know, that Moon Pearl and
47 more keys. So you're going to see them pick up a lot of maps and compasses because this is, you know, full key sanity. We don't care about the maps and compasses at all. There's no boss shuffle, so the compasses don't matter. And realistically, we don't even care what the dungeon prize is. It's all dungeons. When we can clear a dungeon, we're going to go do it.
yeah, the only dungeon prizes that we'll care about are the green pendant and our 2 red crystals, just because they are some additional checks where keys might be hiding.
Mm-hmm. And there's even differences on how people play it. Like me personally, I won't even know. I'll see it's a pendant when I go in the dungeon if I have the map. I won't know it's the green until it drops into my hand.
Yeah, I mean, that's, you see a lot of runners do that in this mode. Yeah, it can always be challenging for those of us in comp. Sometimes you'll see the quick swaps, and they'll be like, well, they picked up a red crystal somewhere.
Yeah, and you don't even necessarily care which dungeon. Eventually, like, you get like 3 or 4 dungeons out of the way that are crystals. You might be like, did I pick up the 2 reds by incident? Then you might just do a quick menu check just to see if you picked them up. But again, a lot of this is runner preference. Like, he's going to get the map. I wasn't even worried about the map. I would just left it. And it's a GT map just to rub salt in the wound.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting to see the runners pick up maps and or compasses. Logically, we know the game logically wants us to have both before we get the dungeon prize. But obviously, these runners aren't really caring about logic. As long as they can get in and clear a dungeon, they're going to be doing it. So.
Mm-hmm. And they'll do it as low item pool as they can. So, like, you'll see, like I said, at minimum we need 3 small keys for TR. We would like 4+ small keys for pod when we go. Hopefully. 5 is the ideal number, because that means you can loot everything. Ice, you really one's nice, but you really don't need any. Same with Mire, one's nice, but you don't need any. Same with Skull, actually. Skull 1 is nice, but you don't actually require any to beat it, because you can steal the 1 in the mid and then get the 1 off the Gibdo in the back to beat it.
Right. But yeah, you're hoping for 1, just like you said, for routing purposes. So you don't have to worry about doing a double drop in or something like that. So.
Ooh. Well, apparently we got a lamp and a Gina. Was what Lucien went and got. I did not even see that.
Yeah, I did not either.
Mini Moldworm is empty.
Some fun water walking. There are our boots.
I'm already debating what my thought on this would be, because you've got like a few different options already. We've got Escape, obviously, we can go do. You got Samaria, you've got some bombs, so it's not really that bad. Or you can go over to Eastern area. Don't know which one I think's better. with Lamp, I'd probably be inclined to actually do Castle.
Yeah, I think so too, but not surprised to see Cademan running to Eastern. We've seen a lot of Eastern Opens this 80 Keys tournament, where they, these are the first, first checks that they do after Link's House. So and that's been a really interesting routing on there.
Oh, sure. Actually, I don't hate in this book. Book gives us desert. Moon Pearl is flipper locked.
Indeed.
So our flippers are accessible either in the castle or in Eastern.
Or in desert.
Or behind the book in desert.
Yeah. Or...
Oh.
That is a gross spot for that glove.
He can splash delete. It's not fun.
Oh, I suppose he's got the red boomerang, right? So the red boomerang and bombs lets you splash
or
delete.
Cane.
Or Cane.
Yeah, he might not know it. Those are not as common as the bow.
Right. Yeah, I've never seen it. I guess I've seen it done with Cane once or twice. I've never actually seen it done with the red boomerang, and people have talked about it because of the magic that comes off of it, causing, using that in Ancilla, but...
Well, the other glove's just in the first chest of Eastern.
Yep.
Well, what I was gonna say was the so you see the bow one there a lot because the bow one gives you the most time. The way the cane works is you have to set down the cane block, place your bombs like you normally would, and then as you're jumping in the water, explode the cane block. You actually need all 4 of the little explosions to be on the screen. We also got a sword in Eastern.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. I saw that sword pop up, so Eastern with all the goods today, apparently. See if we pull a French vanilla bow out of here.
No, give us a French vanilla big key into a vanilla bow. Actually, at this point, vanilla big key into vanilla bow.
That was our second bottle. That one was empty.
Oh, we are going to get to see Dark Cross. I don't think we've seen anything yet. Did he go straight to Dark Cross instead of going to the back?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, this is... It's harder to death warp out of this. Oh, he's got mirror, never mind. I keep forgetting they started with mirror, so it kind of doesn't matter.
Right, yeah, it's hard to remember anytime you get mirror that early. It's like, we're going to have to death warp. Oh wait, nope, never mind. We don't have to death warp.
Now, he actually had an interesting choice there because, like, he's seen one of the gloves. Now, we know the other glove's super accessible, but he's seen that glove, he couldn't get it. He could be thinking that, like, you could steal the key from one of the first 2 guards here, because technically the rest of this castle, like the back half of this castle, is locked by the Hyrule Castle Small.
Right, yeah.
And you could just take it and run back and check what's in back of escape, which we're actually going to get to see on the other side.
Yeah, which we know is completely illogic based on what we found in Eastern, so...
And I'm assuming flippers are back here. Because what Lucien's doing is not in logic. Oh no. Oh no, we can just go to the mountain. Lamp is accessible, we've got hook shot, we got glove.
Yeah.
We can just
yeah.
flippers are gonna be up on the mountain for both our mitts and our moon pearl.
Yep. Or they're gonna be in desert, which is gonna be a last location for Cademan, and I would imagine for Lucien at this point as well. Imagine Lucien will head to the eastern area.
Yeah, and when Cademan gets this stuff up here, he'll probably realize the logic of it, hopefully.
Desert.
Another map. Yeah, we do got Sick Kid. Sick Kid is accessible as well. That would be kind of a mean location just because it's over by itself.
Right.
Not hard to get to. It's just odds are they're up here on the mountain. Like, we're talking just pure odds.
Yeah, no, it's the density of checks up here. It makes sense that more like this is where we're gonna find them. So
be careful. Okay, we made it up the stairs.
I mean, luckily we could just save quit right at the bottom there. But there's our master sword and our flute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna be in like key go mode like 20 minutes into the seed.
Yeah.
What do we need item-wise that we haven't found? A bow, a fire rod, a hammer.
Flippers.
Well, no, we know flippers are coming.
Right. And whatever
we just
medallions we need to open up TR and Meyer.
Yeah, and that's already it. So we're already within like 3 or 4 items of item go.
At 15
and
minutes.
at that point, it's just keys.
Yeah. I mean, it's common, obviously, for this to be a key go mode, but to have basically you still need all of our keys and only be 2 or 3 items, or like you said, 2 or 3 items away from item go mode, like at 15 minutes. That's just it's crazy. Cause the world's gonna open up so fast once they start finding keys.
Oh yeah, it would be a hard dungeon rush mode. You'd probably screw most of the overworld and clear as many dungeons as you can, and then once you're out of dungeons, then you just start doing density.
Yeah.
So Cademan's up here getting all this stuff and is like, hopefully in the back of his head, he's like, this is not quite in logic, but what he does know is that it's lamp, because the flute was up here.
Right. Yeah. And at this point, he's got to just be looking at his map going, what haven't I checked before I come up here? And it's pretty much Agina or desert based on what he had. So he knows it's got to be, in that area.
It's a full clearable desert now with what we have. Well, besides we don't have the small key, but...
Yeah, not logically clearable, but we'll just abandon right side.
Yeah, we can always do it later with Meyer in the mirror. This is kind of a nuts opening. Like, I'm thinking about this, and it's like the world is about to be completely open to both of them. And we're talking the entire world.
Skull 2 there.
I'm trying to think of what is the best place to go first, and honestly, I think the first thing I would do is activate my flute and turn in the check my bottle. And once you have mitts and moon pearl in hand, I think you beeline for both medallions.
Yeah.
I think you get your knowledge and go from there, because then you can actually make better decisions on skips and stuff later.
Yeah, knowledge is key in this mode for sure. Like you said, you know what to skip. Hello, pod. Oh, there's our green pendant. So that's one of our question items that is solved for us.
Yep, and we're just like, okay, green pendant, cool. I got flute. I can turn that in at some point.
Alright, on to Death Mountain checks we go.
Man, I was scared right there for him when he jumped down, because I had a weird, like, I'm assuming it was a glitch happened to me the other day. I jumped off the top of the mountain without a glove, and it landed me, like, in the corner in between the 2 rocks.
So I have seen that. I don't know if it was your race or somebody else's race that I was calling that I saw that on, and we were all just chuckling because you have to be in just... I mean, it's possible. It's just the, like, a few pixels off, one, to the left there, we think, is what caused it. We don't think it's an actual glitch. We think it's just like you were just standing at just exactly the wrong spot.
It's weird. I've never had it happen. And there's our flipper. I mean, we knew they were coming. They had to. So our access is... That's GT big already, too. Our access to Dark World's mitts. So... Yeah. I think my brain... Well, once he gets both mitts and Moon Pearl, which will be a minute, because he has to commit to the door area. But I think I would be hard inclined to... get both my medallion information, because the first thing I think Cade's probably going to do is activate his loot and probably go clear desert.
Right. We did see a big key there on Floating Island, so that's information we need. Again, we don't need all of the big keys, but we might need that one, so...
Yeah, skippable big keys include Hera, which we already have, Skullwoods, Swamp Palace, that one's not skippable. And Ice Palace, which we already have.
Yeah.
So we already have 2 of the 4 skippables. So odds are that one's required.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. Yeah, so not looking lucky that one won't be required.
So interesting. Lucien grabbed the flute and bailed on the rest of the mountain and just came back down here to activate it. Don't know if I like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's easy to get back to. You can do hook speed. So, I mean, realistically, it's probably not that long, but...
You're still losing time on it. It's not a lot of time, but you're losing time.
Runners are high-fiving in the doorway, both getting their swamp map.
Yeah, I don't like this. If you were just going to go finish the mountain, just finish the mountain first and then do the flute. Alright, looks like we're following the flippers, which is good. That means we're going to get full Dark World access. I thought for sure he'd go to Desert first.
Yeah, but I mean, he's going to be rewarded here by going this route to be able to flute to 6 and go in Desert at the back door.
Yeah, the biggest question mark is if he's keeping track of logic, because if he's keeping track of logic, then he understands that Lamp has to be over in Desert area. Given that Flute and Flippers are on the mountain, and Mitts and Moon Pearl are Flipper locked. Again, this is Challenge Cup, so these runners might not track logic the same way that you might see in some of the higher echelon races, I would say.
Yeah, and that's fair. I mean, logic is definitely one of those things that, you know, I mean, that these runners aren't experienced, but it's harder to keep track of sometimes, especially in key modes like this. So...
I'll be interested to see what he does from here.
Nice Hera pot on Lucien's side as he's clearing out Hera.
Like, I wouldn't hate him just of starting here and going over and... he's gonna go to Vu. This is probably the thing I like the least.
Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna check TR medallion at all at this point. That one, you want to have more stuff to do before you go up there, but I definitely would be in the check Desert Mire area, because like you said, you know that your fire source is over there, and your lamp it has to be.
Then honestly, I wouldn't have hated him just going up the mountain there. I actually would not have hated him getting his free checks. You got Hookshot, you got Mitts. Get your checks out of Hookshot and Super Bunny, and check the medallion.
Yeah.
It free high density. Take it in this mode.
Yeah, no, there's no way we're getting a pet check from Cade. He went back to grab that chest, and then he's gonna go clear the front.
Yeah, we don't have Fire Rod. He's not gonna go to the back yet.
It's too time consuming to walk over there just for a pet check.
Now we might get a later one if Fire Rod shows up before other things.
Yes.
Oh, there's Bombos. But yeah, just don't sleep on your free density when you're playing something like 80. Like, the more free, and here's Hammer. I mean, it's fine. The more free density you get, though, the more options you're going to have when you start thinking about your dungeons.
Yep. Right, Lucien about to grab his flippers.
So Lucien's now in Logic. Some shovel.
Fetch quest of the game.
My favorite shovel lately was Shovel on Dig Game.
Yep. That was a classic.
So it's just your reward for paying the guy money was just to keep the shovel you were digging with. Now, see, Lucien gets to do the entire mountain right here all at once. So his mountain's gonna go quite a bit better. Like I said, I don't like that he left for the flute, but we do get to get Lucien. Oh no, never mind. He didn't splash delete.
Yeah, no, he didn't splash delete. Had he splash deleted, it would have been perfect routing because yeah, you would have just cleared everything up while you were up there. But you may not even gone up there this early because you could have gone so far out of Logic. So kind of a catch-22 there. But he's going to get it now.
Run up these has been kind of blank. I mean, we're not expecting too many hits at this point. We already have half the world in our inventory.
Yeah, I know we're gonna start finding a lot of maps and compasses and bombs and random stuff before we start finding keys again, I'm sure. Already at the 8 hearts.
We do want some pod smalls, yes. Before you even think about going to pod, you want at least probably 3. I mean, 4 is nice. 4 makes it so that you can open the front door and just skip 2 checks. As long as you have the big key for the boss. But you can get by with 3.
Right.
It requires a couple of right side dips, but you can get by the entire dungeon, most of the entire dungeon with 3 as well.
Alright, so Lucien is headed to my area, so we are going to see some new checks on his side here. And there's Bombos.
Right, so we know we have that one. That one's out of Skull.
Nice hammer dashing. Our third 300.
So much money this seed. We got a small key. Dueling small keys.
Desert and swamp.
Alright.
Alright. So one nice find, so we can clear clear right side and one must find at that swamp, so. Alright, so 5-6 pod, gold, pendant, blues at thieves and swamp.
Which again, that's not that important.
Okay, and a Burna sitting there on the ledge for us. Nice safety item.
Realistically, instead of map checking like that, if you're really worried about it, you already got green pendant, just as you're going to Hype Cave, just drop by Bomb Shop.
Yeah, that's what I'm... If runners are really worried about, that's more what I'm used to seeing them, you know, ask haha where the pendant is, and then just check Bomb Shop real quick.
Yeah, because it's the only 3 you ever care about. You don't worry about pet until you accidentally get all 3 of the pendants. Oh yeah, I'm sure he's gonna go Mire, Desert, and he's gonna be able to clear both Mire and Desert while he's there.
Yeah, Kademan right now hitting the route pretty well.
Yeah, as long as he picks up his lamp, he's gonna be able to clear both dungeons. Or if he finds Fire Rod.
Lucien's gonna go ahead and steal the key. Oh, he's gonna go and beat Lanmo, which he can do because he's got the fire source. So I'm gonna do a Bombos check, tablet check here, and then I would imagine he'll drop down to Agina, but we will see.
And some arrows hidden inside a rock.
We're headed back to Hype Cave.
Yeah, I like this. You're already doing this route. Get Hype Cave while you're there. I mean, you have Hammer. It doesn't really matter, but you can.
Nice Lanmo fight gets him. Pod big.
Yeah, you have Hammer and Flute. You probably didn't have to rush this from Bombo's tablet.
That was a GT small from Johnny Two Bombs, Pod small. Alright, some money. Runners.
As long as Cademan finds his lamp, he clears both.
Right, or if he's comfortable with the dark rooms in Mire.
Well, he still needs it to open the 2 chests left side.
Oh, true.
So our big outstanding items are a bow and a fire rod.
Yep. Yeah, and as our tracker Tom points out, half an hour in and just finding our first pod small.
We'll probably have another 1 or 2 of them up on DVM.
There's almost always one in pod, so...
Oh, he could clear both if he gets his lamp right here. He might not be tracking logic though, because he's going away from the area like he does because he doesn't have a fire source.
Right. Yeah,
So he might not be tracking logic to realize that his lamp has to be over there.
Yeah, this is strange that he's not, that he didn't at least drop down to check Agina. Would it be, you know, coming out of Checkerboard Cave, and just instead taking that key and immediately rushing Swamp.
I mean, again, if he finds Fire Rod, it's fine.
Alright, Lucien got his bombos there.
He finds Fire Rod, he just gets to kind of forget about the lamp, period. And again, this might be more of a not logic tracking, we are just green squares tracking on a map tracker.
Right. An ice small there in the front of Swamp.
Well, both of those ice rods are found.
Yeah.
So that's one thing we don't have to worry about.
Yep. We've got 2 checks there that we can do.
Yeah, you probably won't do that for a while, though.
No,
You're going to pair that with either if you have to do Pyramid Fairy, or if you're just going up there to check Pyramid at some point.
Yeah, no, you're not. We're not worrying about it. It's just, you know, 2 things that we can do if we start kind of having to dig for stuff.
Well, there's our nice Meyer Small. I agree. You were nowhere close to go mode. Well, I won't say it's the most useless salty. It's one is nice. You never want more than one. One makes it so you can do the very nice left side first key sanity routing in Meyer.
Let's see what left side Swamp holds for us today.
Whose MSU are we on right now?
We are on Lucien's right now, so we are listening to Samario.
Somebody said tense music, and I was like, oh, I don't know how much Final Fantasy has tense. Probably has a little bit. Oh, one of our TR smalls.
Alright. Alright, Lucien on his way to pick up his desert small.
I will say, if I'm Cademan, I probably feel pretty good about the way I've routed this so far, as far as item wise.
Surprised to see Lucien grabbing that 300, considering he was already at 675 there.
And there's our third key to TR, and our basement to Hera. Yeah.
Yeah, the key that nobody ever wants to see.
2 small keys you hate, especially if you've already done the dungeon. Basement of Hera and Thieves Town.
Pod 2 finally.
Pod's still not on my radar yet, but Pod 2, okay.
Kademan is just actually his fire rod away from being able to clear TR with those 3 smalls and this big.
Yeah, we're definitely getting there. I'm starting to think that Cademan either is going to have to just check Agina or run into Fire Rod, because logically he might not realize that that's what he's missing.
Yeah, I think at this point he's gonna just have to run into Fire Rod. I think Agina is gonna be so deep in his checks at this point, probably not finding that lamp at all.
It's not a big problem. The hardest dark room for most people in this, because they're not used to doing it, is Aga Tower.
True.
The Aga Tower, there's one room in Aga Tower that can mess people up pretty badly. The maze can get... Oh, we got Bo. Okay. Sorry, Bo dropped.
Yeah, you're good.
But the maze can mess some people up, but it's the room, it's like 2 rooms after maze. The one that's it's kind of like a walkway with no rails.
Right. Yep, I knew that's the room you were talking about.
Yeah, and there's a specific fire rod set up.
Yeah, the other dark room that catches people up is the first dark room in the basement of Meyer.
Yeah. But see, the difference is people practice that one. A lot of people don't practice the Aga one.
True.
Because most of the time when you're doing Aga, your lamp is hard required to do it to get to Dark World.
Alright, Caden heading into ice.
I mean, we have ice big, we have an ice small. I don't hate it. We can beat it.
Wish we had either that fire rod or half magic for all the bombos we're going to be using, but there's quite a bit of magic to be had in Ice Palace, so...
Yeah, you need 3 casts. He should be alright. The cold fight's going to be a little rough. The cold fight's going to be Master Sword, maybe some hammer.
Yeah. Right,
I mean, we're going to find out his cold abilities. That's kind of the good thing.
Yeah, Lucien headed into Swamp.
So, big difference between the two is Lucien did do a desert.
Yep. Yeah, we're tied on dungeons, but Cademan has done Swamp and Lucien has done Desert, so...
I still would have liked one of them to do DDM. Just the medallion knowledge, because there's going to be a point at which, if you're still only on Bombos, and you find everything else, you're going to be having to guess whether you're in go mode, instead of knowing.
Right.
And again, it's just free checks. And the big key on Floating Island. Tom's got a good point there, too. We know there's a big key up there.
Yep.
Which it could be Eastern Pod or Thieves. All of which we need. Actually, it is that or Skull.
Right.
Oh, we have Pod Big? Okay, where was Pod Big?
Where was Pod Big?
Lucien got it. Maybe Desert?
Must have been in Desert, yeah.
Okay, on Lambo. Okay.
Like, I know I said it when you picked it up, and then my brain went, wait, where?
So we got a 66% chance that key on the Floating Island is required.
Yeah, because between the 2 runners, we're missing Eastern, Skull, and...
Oh no, Swamp 2. Sorry, Swamp 2. 50% chance. 50% chance it's required. My apologies.
Lucian headed left to left side swamp to start getting his TR, getting more of his TR smalls here.
I like the decision to do left side swamp here. You're not close enough to go mode to think about skipping anything.
Yeah. It's interesting. I'm pretty sure we've seen the map and compass now to Skull.
But again, we're assuming if you're logic tracking.
Yeah.
Which we definitely are assuming that at least one of them's not.
Yeah.
Or they just really don't care about the light source. Which is fair if that's the case. No, Cold's going pretty good.
Yeah, it's doing planet safe, missing those icicles dropping. Now, Bombos, I don't think Bombos actually does anything in this fight, Salty.
It busts the ice shell, but it doesn't actually damage them. The only things that damage the puffs is Fire Rod and Sword and Hammer.
Yes.
Each of the bosses is coded to take damage from certain items, and there's very few times, even in the randomizer, where we break that.
Yeah, one of the spots that has to be broken is in Skull Woods, because if you've got Butter Sword damage, Butter Sword doesn't actually hurt Mothula, so that has to be coded so that it's no greater than Tempered Sword.
But only in the Mothula fight.
Yes, only in the Mothula fight. Yep.
Because it has the same damage range as the spike.
Yep, I learned that by watching somebody else this tournament talk about it. I was like, okay, did not realize that, but it makes 100% sense when you realize that that's how the damage tables are for those spikes. So
yeah, and it's just he was coded to be immune from the spikes in the arena, which is why sometimes if you're lucky you get 4 hits on him, and if you're unlucky you get like 12 hits on him. Because if you nick him in the spike, your hit doesn't count.
Right.
So yeah, they just coded the Butter Sword to be Tempered Sword damage, just in that fight. The other spot where it changes is Swordless Hammer can damage Ganon.
Right.
My favorite one in Swordless is the Bug Net on the Agus.
I always love that good when you see these runners leaving busted out just for fun. They have the bug net.
Oh, I'll bust it on an Aga 1 all the time. But you put me in Swordless, and I hope to find the bug net for Aga 2. Swordless Vidi is cruel if you have no bow. Then Vidi gets interesting. If all you've got is a hammer and bombs. If you have a bow, you have options.
There's Lucian completing Swamp, getting his bow, tying up the dungeon count at 3 apiece.
Yeah, nothing new so far. We're just cleaning up, and here we go. We're going to get Lamp. It's going to be a little sad he did this after. Because, again, logic tracking. But, again, you assume it's somewhere in the area. You don't know if it was in Desert or in Agena. But this is going to make it so he can clear both. So it's a little bit sad that he chose just wrong order of operation. Not saying he picked wrong, it just happened to be wrong. Yeah, it just takes time. He just loses a little bit of time by doing it in reverse.
Yep. Yeah, imagine he's gonna flip straight back to 6 here.
Yeah, and he'll clear both dungeons. Because you can clear Mire too while you're here. And I would probably clear Mire He was competent enough in the cold stare fight that I would say you could probably go in and clear. He's, I think, got a potion too.
This tracker shows all 4 bottles, and I don't know if any of those had potions in them.
I thought he got a potion.
I know, we saw bees, we saw empties. Yeah, maybe a fairy salty.
If he has a fairy, I would feel pretty good about the fight. Because you have Bo.
Yeah,
as backup.
Yeah, but if you've got a fairy, I think you're good.
We definitely apparently got a gold bee. Lucien's showing us that one.
And he's got Berna. Yep. Yeah, so we can do some sword dashes.
Well, Berna's a little rougher on Vinny.
Yeah.
Berna doesn't have the same effect you would think it does, like Cape.
Yeah, I know it's harder. I know it's very different fight when that's all you have.
Yeah, you're almost better off like safe spinning them out, like.
Yeah, using bomb. Yeah, hopefully, yeah, hitting a few bombs, and then yeah, like you said, safe spinning. I did see Lucien buy in a bunch of blues there, as he heads into Ice Palace.
Cold definitely hurts on green. 4 hearts per hit, and then every ice cube that hits you is 2 hearts.
You don't want to have to. You want to be able to get in here and clear this first go. And if there's any thought that you know what sort of cold start fight you're getting into, go headed in unless you find something else along the way. So yeah, he just wants to make sure that he only has to come in here once. So makes sense.
I died to cold the other day, trying to do him swordless.
Yes, you did.
The fight's just rough sometimes.
Really haven't seen anything here in front of Meyer yet. Did get up to 11 hearts.
There we go. We got the dash. So Cade knows quite a few of the tricks. We just got a rail clip, which is kind of nice. It's not one you get to see too often. Well, Cole has some weird hitboxes where if you get a miss on the hitbox, then you get donked for just a bazillion damage, and sometimes you can get bounced, which is what happened to me the other night. Flipped the outside of his hitbox with the hammer, got bounced from one puff to the second puff, and died.
Excuse me, we did see our thieves small there. So we'll be able to fully clear thieves once we find our big key.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting there between both runners. We would like a couple more pod smalls. We need pod big, eastern big, thieves big, and that's really it. Other than fire rod.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking for eastern between the two runners. Yeah, we need eastern, thieves town.
We know where pod big is. Sorry, I keep saying pod big, but we got that one.
Yep, we got that one.
So, yeah, eastern big. Probably another pod smaller too.
Yep.
Fire rod. And thieves sound big.
Yeah, so it's looking more and more like that big key on Floating Island going to be 100% required. Because unless it's the skull, we are going to need that. And have to come back down the mountain to use it.
Salty, I'm an old man. I'm an old man with a 5-year-old. I didn't sleep much today because he was sick and I had to take care of him. I've also tracked a Zelda seed and played as 1 or 2 seeds today. So yeah, my memory's shot already for the day.
Do you 5-year-old just have a cold, or?
Yeah, some kind of viral. I had a fever. So I had to stay home. The ADHD, but yes, to answer your question. Non-medicated.
I'm on so much medication for other stuff. They say some of it helps my ADHD, but I don't think it does. Alright, so that was a nice fight there on Kademan's side. Made sure he saved enough arrows for the eyeball.
Yep, as long as they have at least 8. It is a Meyer small pity. Did we know that was a pendant? No, right?
No,
that's our
nope.
3rd pendant.
That's our 3rd pendant. That's full pendant knowledge.
So it was that, it was Hera and Skull.
Yep.
And red crystal pod, and we don't know what the other one is.
Right.
We could already have it. I mean, it's just nobody's checked. I think we know it's not swamp or ice, because I think we saw both of those were crystals. It was either that or mire and swamp. I can't remember which ones we had.
Yeah. Yeah, the only one that I know we've seen is pod for 5-6, so yeah, I'm like you, I'm not sure.
Yeah, we know pod's a red crystal, but I'm wondering if any of the dungeons they've done that we didn't know the prize for that were crystals is the other red.
Right.
Not that it super matters, because we're still kind of really far away from pod being complete logic,
yeah.
so we're really far from 5-6 being in logic. We are 4 small keys and a big key, or we're 4 small keys away. I'm gonna remember we have the big key one day.
That Coltzer did go down there on Lucien's side.
Because we're about to get the pod key for both of them. Now I don't have to remember because it's on both trackers.
And Lucien headed into Meyer. So they're starting to kind of clean up what the other one's already done. I think, really depends on where Cade goes next here.
I would hope he does. You definitely want to go get that big key and you want to check that stuff. He's not. I don't like this at all.
Yeah, I don't either. With two pods, with only 2 pod smalls, and again knowing where that big key's up there, and all those checks. If we go up, clear everything up there, find our fire rod there, we could just dip in, clear TR, and then come back down the mountain, finish up everything down here, and make one more, and then just only make one more climb.
I agree with that. Like, I do not like this at all. The way Cade's route's been pretty good. Like, that's what I was about to say. Cade's route's been solid, and that's why he's a little bit ahead. But yeah, you need to go up and do DDM and check your medallion. Like, you need to get your big key. You already know it's there. And yes, I agree with you. And that's why I'm saying he's choosing to do this, and I'm like, watch, it's probably gonna pay out. But it's definitely not the play that
most runners would make.
Yes. I would not make this play on 2 at all. I would have already done DDM before I even done the other stuff.
Yeah, where I probably would not have done Dark DDM at this before, but I definitely, like I said, would be doing it now, so.
Oh, there's a chance as soon as I got all the Dark World access. Like, I don't know if I could have. I know how to do the splash delete with Kane and bombs. I don't know if I could have pulled it off. But I definitely probably would have tried. And if I had gotten that, I would have one-shot the mountain. 100%. And even if I didn't, and when I got Mitts and Moon Pearl like Cade did, I would have just save and quit to the mountain and just went and did it. It's super fast from the save and quit.
Right.
And like I said, it's free real estate and free information. And again, nothing wrong with the runners, just differences in like the way you choose things, right?
Exactly.
Everybody's got their own style.
There's our pod, small and pod.
And I'm kind of interested in how this race is going because I'm currently waiting in the semifinals for one of these two. Tempered sword. That would have been nice to have for everything else we've already done. We were trying. I like this. I don't do this trick that often. Yeah, you're going to have to go back to the door. Just go back through the door.
Yep. He's just going to get sitting bouncy otherwise, so.
That red berry is not going anywhere. Your other option is to bomb him. And hope you knock him off. He does know he respawns when he stuns them, right?
That's a good question. Worthless. Scroll small.
So wait. How did we end up on... Oh, did we go straight right side and not open front door?
Correct.
Okay. I was like, so we're on 3 keys. We did right side. We got Ether Medallion. Oh, that...
Why did you open that? Oh.
You're in here, you're choosing to do this. This is...
I'm gonna guess you're gonna hammer jump and then go back through right side to get to...
Either that or you bell on Stalfo's basement for now.
Right. Because you're already abandoning the big key chest.
Yeah, you're probably just saying, well, no, it's not that salty. So, on 3 keys, what he should have done is open front door, open back door, and do everything he did except for Harmless Hellway. And he would have got the most in logic check in this dungeon, other than Shooter, which is Stalfo's basement.
Yeah, I always joke that I'm a crappy Link to the Past player, and I knew that I would not have opened Harmless Hellway there, so it's definitely a weird play.
It just makes Link to the Past runners cringe. Like it makes runners like on that low of keys opening that door is. Now he had 4 keys, yeah, whatever. You choose one of the 2 doors and you open it.
Are we gonna go through all right side another time so that we can...
He's gonna triple dip the right side. I hate this so much.
I would have left. I mean, I totally expected he would just leave this check.
Yeah, he's gonna get paid out. It's Eastern Big.
Yep. Alright, so now we're down to 50% chance that that big key on Floating Island is something we need.
I mean, he got paid out, but that was definitely not the way. So here's the thing. He could have routed that way faster and still got the Eastern Big.
Yep.
And left the 6 key locked item that doesn't matter until you find 6 keys.
Nice pity fight there on Lucien's side.
Yes, another good pity fight.
Rewarded with his small key to Meyer. We're gonna switch our music listening over to some Final Fantasy music on Cademan's side.
Oh, there's some banger tracks. We definitely want to be listening to it when we get up towards GT. I use Leo's Final Fantasy mix. That thing is amazing.
Chat, is this audio coming through?
That would be a no.
Let's see if I could just bump it.
That was a really good turtle room on Kid said though.
Yep. Alright, so we must not have audio coming through on Cademan's side. Alright. Thought we did. I apologize. I will flip us back over to Mario.
Apparently it's just quiet.
Alright, that's okay. We'll flip back over to Mario because it was working a second ago. It was just slow. Alright, we'll try one more time. I'll push his stream volume up in my dashboard all the way up. And see what we get here.
So we're finally going to get to see this up here, which, you know, there's a good chance he doesn't have the medallion. It's going to be interesting if it's Quake. It is just Bombos. So we need a fire rod. And the thieves sound big, and we're in no mode.
Yep.
God, if this is Thieves Town big and Fire Rod's just over here, this is gonna be one of the jettiest AD keys I've seen in a long time.
Yeah. Quite a contrast to the last seed I called. It'd be nice to have a fast seed. Last seed I called was an open race, and the winner, there it is. There's the fire rod. There's Hyrule Small.
All right, our Hello Castle's in Logic now. All right, so is the floating island Thieves Town big? If so, we are in no mode. And it will actually work out that that part of Lucien's route will be better.
Eastern Palace Big was in Pod.
Yeah, it's just free in Stalfos Basement. Lucien can actually save a ton of time in Pod. Oh, we are beelining to this. Let's see. I'm excited for this one. It's either that or what? Swamp?
Yeah.
Or Skull?
Or
Oh no, it's
Swamp.
33%. We got 33.
Swamp. I keep forgetting we don't have Swamp.
So, 1 in 3 chance this is the key we need. We're in no mode.
Yep.
Hour 7 minutes between both runners. We know where everything's at. I'd be... I don't know how I'd feel as a runner on this right now.
I know. I think both of these runners have got to be kind of... I mean, yeah, I don't know. Be interesting to talk to them once this race is over, see what their thought processes are, you know.
Deal, we're not going. Okay. What are we doing, Cade? If we're doing North Dark World before we do DD,
He can't do Thieves Town. Thieves Town, he doesn't have the Thieves Town big that's on the mountain. He hasn't been up there to get it yet.
He didn't have Fire Rod either.
Yep.
This might be North Dark World. I do not like this. Not just because we know where stuff is, but just because, like...
It's slow. It's so much slower.
Slow and you got free checks.
Yeah. Because you're only going to get 3 checks here. I guess 4 for him. He hasn't checked Lumberjack.
Lucien just has to go to
Lucien
the
just
pod.
has to do pod.
Once he gets the pod, he's in go mode. And all Cade has to do is get up the mountain. And it's just funny, with the route I proposed earlier, you do the mountain first, you get your info, okay, it's Bombos. You don't touch TR, you grab Fire Rod, you get the Thieves Town Big while you're up there. And then you get to do Thieves Town Skull while you're down there. You get to do, and then you get to do everything else, come back up, clear TR into GT.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, it's stuff to do, it's just like...
It is. You gotta do your density checks. And I mean, I guess he's thinking...
Maybe he's just gambling that it's not the mountain?
Right. I mean, he's gotta be... at this point, he's gotta be just gambling that it's not the mountain. Or that it's not... And then, you know, not only not on the mountain, but not buried in TR somewhere. You know, where you would be leaving right side, but you know, get to the back and just have it waiting for you.
There's one of our pod smalls. Cademan's about to be in go mode. Assuming he goes and gets that big key and does Super Bunny. Before diving TR. I mean, honestly, what I would do here is I would open TR. I would go to Super Bunny, you find your Fire Rod. I would go check that big key. When I see it's Thieves, I would flute. Go do my Thieves and Skull and come back.
Yeah, I don't think you've missed any. I don't think I've seen anything in TR, Tom.
Well, safety door. Some people aren't that good with laser skips. Like, I'm pretty slow at laser skips myself, but some people do kind of just casual strats. Like, not everybody knows the exact timings for like the boot dashes and stuff, and TR4 is on Laser Bridge.
Of course it is.
The comedy. So we got Fire Rod, we got Silvers.
Silvers.
Well, Cade may never get those. There's actually a chance Cade never gets those.
Yeah, true. He's gonna be go mode, or he is go mode.
He's go mode as soon as he grabs his big key.
So,
like I said, if I'm Cade right here, as soon as I get this big key and it says Thieves Town, I am fluting the 3. We are not even doing TR while we're up here right now. You already opened it. Just go do your other 2 dungeons, come back, do your TR into GT. I wonder if that's what he's gonna do, if he's just gonna go straight to TR. Both plays are fine, it's just... He's gonna go
1
TR.
hour, 13 minutes, 44 seconds. Kademan941 is in go mode.
This is an unorthodox Trinex.
Yeah, he doesn't have that tempered sword yet. The Caveman got out of pod, or out of pod, so that's why he's having to use hammer strats.
Yeah, you just don't usually see the fire head or lit live for that long. This is gonna be Jetty for an AD keys. I wonder if he realizes he's in go mode. Yeah, he might realize he's in go mode. He just grabbed the key and ran.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he doesn't have 4 TR smalls at this point, so you would be leaving the key
Run anyways, but I don't know if I wasn't paying attention if he's been opening anything.
Oh, he's...
Yeah, we didn't go outside. We know we're in go mode. He might do super on the way checks, just hoping that silvers pop up, but... Well, also, he is in full go mode. I mean, there's... Silver's the only thing he'd want to find at this point. Which we know is right here on Laser Bridge, but I doubt he does it.
Yeah, he's not going to touch Laser Bridge. Lucien's going to take time to go check lava chest.
Well, Lucien's not in go mode.
Right.
Oh, Lucien.
But he skipped right side to start, came back in to do it, and is now headed to lava chest. So just giving all that time to Cademan.
Cademan's taking safety door, and I understand. He's not doing it for Laser Bridge. He's doing it because he's at 4 hearts and doesn't want to bust the potion. If he even has one.
I don't even know if he has one. I think he has a fairy, and I think that's it.
If you had a fairy, I don't even know if you'd pop the safety door.
He might not then.
Yeah, because on tempered, you probably feel pretty good. This is the fight you're used to having with Trinex, is tempered sword.
Yeah.
Yeah, Caveman's just been in the lead pretty much the entire race. The story of this, just the route's been better.
Yep. You are 100% right.
I would say execution's not that crazy different between, but routing's just been a lot better and a lot cleaner.
Yeah, it really has come down more, I think, to routing more than anything, but... I didn't notice that's where powder was, game being funny. We like to have powder before we go into Trinex.
Yeah, mushroom was apparently also in there.
Yeah, I saw a mushroom come out of there somewhere. But oh, mushroom I think was on Laser Bridge. Yeah, his moth is gonna be slow without that tempered.
And again, all this from the payoff of two key pod,
Yep.
which I still don't agree with, but it paid off. It's definitely what solidly won this race.
Yeah, that triple dipping right side to make sure that he didn't leave Sophos room there. And I thought he would because you don't want to do right side 3 times, and that's just not fun, so. That was a nice moth fight though on Lucien's side, picks up mail. Sniper pet check, which we know is nothing.
Cade is in his last couple dungeons. While we're gonna get thieves. This is a pod key, probably. Nope, GT key.
GT.
It's like it wouldn't have surprised me if it was a pod key at this point. Because our pod keys can't be in. Our pod keys are probably in thieves.
Yeah.
Because our pod keys can't be in GT.
Well, there could be one behind the mushroom. There could be mushroom. Could be magic bat.
Yeah.
Could both.
They're going to be kind of in awkward spots. Again, this is why you don't bust that door at the back, though, because you were nowhere close to 6 keys. While Cademan's time for an 80 keys is going to be really good, it could have been better. Well, not even that. It depends on how, because the thing is that Lucien's gonna full clear swamp and thieves, and Cade will clear neither, because
Right.
Cade's in go mode.
Lucien needs his Eastern big key, which is in pod.
That is the Stalfos room of pod, and Tempered is on bridge for free.
Both runners into the back of Thieves Town.
But yeah, we're solidly in the end game here. Once we bust out Thieves Town on Cademan's side, no GT big key guessing game, sadly. This is not the open mode.
Nope. We just need one for the climb, correct?
One small. Actually, we need none going in.
Okay, I couldn't remember. Oh yeah,
We can steal the pot key and then get the key off the Helma.
Right.
So technically, you don't even need one. We have what, 3? We have one on K-Band side, which is fine.
Yeah.
That just means you get to skip one of the two, which you're going to skip pot key. Well, Craft Guy Open is going to be the game too. Between these two runners on Friday at 6:30 Eastern. They decided on AD keys and Open, with Cross Hunt being, it will be the game 3 if required.
Yeah, and hopefully for these guys, the Open was not like the one I called on Monday night, where the winner for an Open seed finished at 1 hour 58 minutes and change, which is crazy long for an Open seed.
Yeah, I had one that went a little bit earlier, and it was, but when you get late boots and late flute, the seeds slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, this AD keys is faster than most AD keys because we do start with boots. We do get speed from the beginning. And we got flute and stuff. We got flute and mirror and we got all the movement early. A hook shot, flute, mirror. We had boots.
Yeah,
the seed was wild for speed.
So many items within those first 15 minutes. There was no way the seed was going to, unless we were really hunting for one last key or item, which ultimately we weren't, so.
Yeah, we're gonna get all these checks here, and it's just unfortunate. All that Lucien needs to do is go to pod.
I'm sure I imagine at this point he's looking for pod 4 before he heads over.
And he's probably trying to get the Eastern Big Swing combo both.
Alright, so there is his pod 4, so we'll see if that pushes them over there.
I would assume we're gonna see some more checks because he's probably trying to combo both.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I get you want to be able to clear both at one go.
Cade has to feel really good about his route. Some of those decisions he made has still got me kind of wild brain. The triple bright side pod to open harmless hallway on 2 to 3 keys because we got one in there, but it's a wild decision. Hey, shields.
Fire shield. Last shield anybody wants to see.
There's a couple people who want to see the last one.
Nah. The only reason I like seeing last ones is they're really bad at laser bridge skip, so at least if I have it, I can, get that faster, but besides that, I don't need it. Right. So Lucien, did do a couple checks there, but it's gonna follow those 4 pod smalls and pod big. Check green pin along the way.
And for sprites, I actually had to look both of these up just for chat's knowledge. The Cademan's is Jack Frost, and Lucien's is called the Professor.
Which I've seen Lucien run that sprite before, but I have no idea what it's from.
I don't either. I don't even like the Jack Frost one. I kind of understand, but it's still I don't know if it's from something specific.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna get.
Didn't we buy blues on both people?
Yeah, both have bought blues now.
If he bought blues, I'd be burning my fire rod to kill this fast.
Yeah, I would too. Because you have more magic you can pick up along the way anyway. So you don't.
Okay, that makes sense. Why I don't know it. I never got. And you can yell at me all you want. I never got into the Persona series.
I haven't either. So.
Or Shin Megami Tensei. Shin Megami Tensei, I did see one of the games and I did want to try it. I just haven't got around to it. It's on my extravagant list of to-do list.
The never-ending to-do list of games.
It's at like 150 at this point. I don't know. I lost count.
Yeah. There's so many games that I would love to play or try, and meanwhile I'm spending like, 150 hours a year playing Power Wash Sim, so.
I'm spending all my free time playing this. Because of reasons.
Yeah. I play, I don't know. When I'm really playing this, I play, probably just three or four seeds a week if I don't get frustrated and rage quit. So.
I've been ladder grinding like crazy this season.
Are you doing the inverted tournament as well?
Yes. Yeah, that one's been pretty fun. I'm currently sitting at 3-2.
Nice. I love playing inverted. It's one of my favorite modes.
I had a couple of nasty inverted seats though.
They can be gross, but I don't know why I've always just enjoyed those. Alright, so nice Moldorm 2 fight. Get one more full heart container there. Of course, he's looking for silvers or gold sword. Of course, we know he's never finding his silvers, but
let's see. On longest game ever played, probably between. At this point, it's probably between 3 games: World of Warcraft, Counter-Strike, and Medal of Honor Allied Assault. 2 of those I no longer gain hours in anymore. And here's Aga Tower. He remembered. It's always fun to see if people remember or fall into the hole and get told finish your goal.
1 hour, 32 minutes, 52 seconds. LucienGreeth is in go mode. I'm not sure what. Does he not realize he's in go mode? I don't know why you wouldn't just be mirroring out and immediately going and clearing Eastern. Why are you still... Well, I mean, he's gonna at least pick up his Tempered Sword here, so...
And it might be so few checks, he probably, yeah.
There we go.
He was probably just looking for a sword.
Yeah.
He may not be comfortable with Master Sword at all. And that may just be the state of some of the people in Challenge Cup.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm really bad at Silverless. It's one of the things I'm working on. So I mean, I feel you if you're not comfortable with Master Sword at all on Ganon. So.
Like I'm comfortable on Master Sword, but I can't do the cane strats. I got to learn the cane strats.
Mm.
There's definitely some ways to make Master Sword Silverless nicer. With no half magic. There's definitely some ways you can take it safe. You can always just actually let him warp until he's in one of the good spots, like at the top, to where you can get free double spins inside his fire. Like, that's an easy way through phase 2. Also depends on if you're coming in with potions or not.
Yeah, and or half magic.
Yeah, I think the wildest fight I ever had with Ganon was I enjoy Mystery. In one of the old ladder seasons, we rolled a 0-0 fast Ganon, where literally you had to find the fire rod and 2 swords and go. It was like a 20-something minute seed, and you finished it on like 5 hearts green mill.
Yikes.
Yeah.
So that is Eastern Dan for Lucien. That's all his dungeons. He still, unfortunately, is a Ganon's Tower and Ega Tower climb behind.
Yeah, it's gonna be too little too late on the go mode here. Probably doesn't feel super bad about his go mode, but we'll be seeing his opponent finish very soon. Probably next 4-ish minutes. Given a pretty good Ganon fight.
Yeah.
Oh, we missed the double there. We might not get the 1-in-1 now. Yep, we missed the 1-in-1. So this is where you'll see a lot of difference in runners, is their Ganon. The higher level runners know a lot of time saves on Ganon, and how to do the 1-in-1s, like the poke dashes and all that other nice jazz.
Yeah. Poke dashes, I know they kind of have to be set up in the right spot, but yeah, the poke dashes, the block straps, all that, those sorts of things that you see high level runners do.
Yeah, so like the poke dash is for when he's in the bottom middle 2 spots. Otherwise, you just slash with the hook shot, and you have the hook shot so that you can hook shot when he expands and retracts.
Right.
And you can get the 12 slashes in pretty easy at that point. Alright, we need 12 spins. That's 1. Looks like we're going to go for safe triples, which is good. Oh, we're rushing ourselves. Probably nervous. Oh, 4. There we go. We're getting into a rhythm now. Take your time. Most of the trouble you get into with Ganon is because you rush.
there's the final spin. Get your GGs in for Kademan941, as he will take game 1 of this best of 3 game series. Alright, we cross the bridge with an official race time of 1 hour, 38 minutes, and 54 seconds. Alright, and we will leave Lucien's stream up. We'll watch him continue to play out. I do have both runners waiting in the race in the waiting room. We're going to go ahead and pull them both in and talk about how everything went. Welcome in LucienGreeth and Kademan. GG's.
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 And GG souls.
So that was quite a seed there.
It gave us a lot of stuff early, and then I was thinking, you know what, this is just going to be absolutely terrible later, and then it just kind of never slowed down. It just kept feeding us stuff. I liked it. It was all right.
Yeah, it was a pretty linear seed. Not a whole lot of like real curveballs, I don't think.
Yeah, so the big divergence here for Cademan was he dipped Pod with only 2 small keys and his big key, and found that big key to Eastern, which really opened up the game.
And I almost left that behind because I only with those 2 keys I'm thinking, and then found the third one in there. I'm like I don't want to necessarily just go to the boss and leave that Stolfo's chest down there behind, and think, you know what, we're just going to have to bite the bullet and make a big extra loop, and I'm glad I did.
Yeah, as soon as I found 2 pod keys in pod, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna regret this in about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
If you watch this back, Cade, you're gonna hear me and Rocky you're gonna hear us audibly wince when you open the Harmless Ole.
I always have that conversation with myself of, do I open that, do I not? And I think 99 times out of 100 I end up opening it, sometimes just out of muscle memory. So it's...
Well, on that low of keys, especially when you found the third, I think you were supposed to mirror back and just go through the front.
That's kind of what I think too, but I don't know. It ended up being all right. It's just I hate not opening that door, but then I don't even know where were the other pod keys at.
There was another one in there.
There were 2 pods, because I went in with 4 pods. I was thinking, like, okay, if I just route this nice, I can do a nice full clear of pod one shot. Then I found another pod small. I'm like, well, then screw it. We're going to Helma.
So 2 in pods, so that would be Vanilla Big Key Chest had one then?
I think so. I couldn't say off the top of my head.
Yeah, Vanilla Big Key Chest had one. He found
And the other one was right side?
Yep, right side. And then there was another one on Magic Bat.
Oh, the Magic Bat one would have been the one I needed then. Okay.
Yeah, I put pod was like the last thing I did. With 4 keys, I'm like, all right, I can do a full sweep of pod, and then hopefully the Eastern turns up along the way, which it did. I'm glad I dug, because Eastern was my go mode, and I'm like, you know what? Pod's still real dense in the back. I might dig just a little further, see if I can't find the tempered. And then literally my next check was tempered. I'm like, well, then there we go.
Yeah, no, that seed played real nice. I was fully expecting something nasty, like you had to go to Hammerless Ice to find your hammer in Ice Palace Big Chest or something absolutely just disgusting, and it ended up being nice. I liked it. I think that's by far the fastest all dungeon seed I think I've ran in a very long time.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling myself during a good chunk of the seed. Like, I loaded up on potions, probably too much. But I guess it came in handy on the Cold Stare fight, because, like, I don't know, Cold Stare kind of rocked me.
Yeah, same. I think I walked out of there with a heart and a half.
You were on 1 heart.
Yeah, I was.
You were nervous.
I was nervous too. Trust me.
Yeah, you both had the same loadout against Cold Stare, so you both had definitely risky fights, but you both managed to pull it off.
Yeah, and I wanted to go into Mire a little quicker, but I think logic-wise, I had narrowed down the lamp had to be either Agena or like the desert, a couple checks in desert that I could have gotten to, and I didn't want to have to go over all the way to Agena to get the lamp, so I was a little disappointed I had to go all the way over there, but
Yeah,
I tried to do Dark Aga or Dark Mire in the last race I did, and it went very poorly. So I wasn't going to try and subject myself to that again.
Right, we were wondering if you had realized where the logic where the lamp could have been. Was a little surprised when you fluted away after you grabbed that swamp small out of Checkerboard Cave and didn't drop down to check then.
I should have, and I realized that as I hit the flute that I probably should have. I almost fluted to 6 there, but I thought, you know what, that gives me a fully clearable swamp that I can do other than the big chest, and I can do that into ice or something like that and just start knocking dungeons out.
That's fair.
I'll tell you, a Hail Mary play I made that ended up not working out because I got Fire Rod like basically 10 seconds before going into Turtle Rock. I thought, I don't know if I want to do Turtle Rock without the Fire Rod, but there's a lot of items there up until Trinex. And the Fire Rod showed up, like, I think it was in either Super Bunny Cave. I think it was Super Bunny Cave.
It was Super Bunny, yeah.
Yeah, so I went in, I didn't have the Fire Rod until like 10 seconds before I went into Turtle Rock. I accidentally ended up glossing over the right side, the torch
Yeah,
chest.
we noticed that.
And so I found that 4th TR small on Laser Bridge. I'm like, you know what? It would be real funny and I would look like an absolute genius if it turned out. I had to go back in for those 2 chests anyway. I'm like, I'm gonna go get that lava chest. If that's progression, like I feel like that's probably game.
Yeah, like Cade's route was just really good throughout the whole seed. Like the only 2 things I think we questioned was your route and pod.
Which I questioned too, if that makes you feel better. So,
and then your North Dark World trip.
So that was just, I didn't want, and really what that was to close off the AGA 1 check, because I never checked Lumberjack. So that was, I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't a Fire Rod on Lumberjack before climbing the mountain and having to do an extra mountain climb if it wasn't up there. So that's why that was in there. And I just figured, you know what, I've got a couple checks there. We'll just knock them out and at least do more than just one off check right there. So.
Yeah, me making that lava check was me trying my best to make lemonade out of lemons.
Which both are fair.
And I got more lemons.
Yeah, the other.
Yeah, I was talking to Rocky. Go ahead, Rocky.
I was just gonna say the other big question for Karma was why nobody checked the mountain for those checks right away, seeing as you had once you got mitts, since they were free checks. Karma was really big on you guys should have checked the mountain, so you would have gotten your Fire Rod that much earlier.
Yeah, and for me, because the logic is why I didn't go back up there. With Flippers being, I think they were in Paradox or somewhere on that right side of the mountain, and then knowing that the flute was up there too, I wanted to get the lamp before I went back up there. And then by the time I had kind of narrowed down all of my logic there, it's like, oh, I can do ice, I can do swamp, I can do mire, I can do desert, I can go to pod, I can dip pod. So just all of a sudden there was all this other stuff, and I figured that was more dense and more easier to get to than an extra mountain climb. So,
well, the point I was making was the big thing about AD keys is information, right?
For sure.
So your big hidden piece of information this whole time was TR Medallion. You guys had no clue until you got up there what it was. Now, luckily, it was just Bombos. So all fair, you guys both had it. That was the first medallion you guys both found. But like, you get the free 6 checks up there, and then you get to also check your TR medallion.
True.
I don't really count that as an extra mountain climb because you're literally just going across, lifting the rock, doing your checks, and I had already save and quit to the mountain cave anyways.
Yeah, I'll keep that in mind for next time. I saw there were a couple dungeons on my tracker that were clearable. I'm like, kind of with pod, same thing with pod. Like I kept them like, yeah, I can probably do that next. But then like something came up and like I can do that instead.
And GG's Lucien, by the way, you crossed the bridge.
I crossed the bridge?
Yeah, you just crossed the bridge on stream.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, GG.
10 minutes in the past. But no, don't take it as like hard criticism or anything. It was just my thought on the seed with the way the items laid out. Like, I would have just knocked it out, and then, like, I would have ended up... The difference is I would have ended up clearing Skull and Thieves faster. But it also means I would have done the checks in Skull and Thieves.
True. And I mean, Go Mode Thieves is something. I mean, the only really one you get to skip would be the big chest. So
I'll have to keep that in mind for next time. I'm not exactly what I would call the absolute best at AD keys, but it's I think it was a good game.
Oh yeah,
no.
that was a good game, good seed.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think too. The other thing that might have kept me from the mountain is how many TR smalls. I know we had TR big super early, but how many
You guys had
smalls did we
three.
have?
You guys had 3 small super
We have all
fast.
3. All right.
Yeah.
So maybe I could have looked at that a little more. As that would maybe would been my only other thought was I didn't have enough keys, but with 3, that's plenty. So
Yeah, you guys had 3 TR smalls like almost as quick as you had Dark World access.
That sounds right.
Because the 4th was just sitting on Laser Bridge. By the way, your
Spot for
silvers
that.
were also on Laser Bridge.
also dumb spot for that. But I took the safety door because it was on like 2.5 hearts or 3 hearts there too, and I'm thinking maybe I should just check a couple of these, and I guess I should have.
Yeah, when Lucian pulled them, I was like, well, Cademan's about to hit go mode. He's probably never seeing those.
And true enough.
Were you on tempered too? I was curious if there.
Yeah, I had tempered.
Okay, I didn't know if we ever tracked down that gold sword.
It was probably just in GT basement somewhere. Because I did the 4 checks up top, seeing if I could fish either gold or silvers out of there, but obviously that wasn't there.
I had silvers. I could not say where the 4th sword was.
Yeah, we never saw the 4th sword, so it was probably vanilla or someplace like that we never saw. So we didn't. There's just a few spots in the overworld that we never saw. So, but all right, well, GG's to both of you. Game 2, looks like you're running on Friday, and it is an open seed. So good luck to both of you, and GG's on a great race tonight. Big thank you to Ivy Karma for co-commenting with me, to Tumble Talk for pushing all the buttons, and with that, we will call it a night. I will send you over to Pool Float G, who looks like he's running a mystery ladder. So we will see everyone next time. Have a good night, all.
Have a good night.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.